Imagine standing in a storm, strong winds blowing, lightning flashing, thunder roaring. But in the middle of that storm, there is a place of absolute calm. No wind, no noise, just peace. That place is silence, and in life, silence is often the strongest response. We live in a world where everyone wants to talk, argue, prove themselves, and be heard. People rush to speak without thinking, and in doing so, they create problems, break relationships, and even harm themselves. But Islam teaches us something different. Islam teaches us that there is wisdom in silence. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. But when should we stay silent? When is silence more powerful than words? In this video, we will explore 9 situations where staying silent is the best choice. These are moments that test your patience, your character, and your faith. So, if you have ever been in a situation where you felt the urge to speak but later regretted it, if you have ever wished you had stayed silent instead of getting into an argument, or if you want to learn the wisdom of silence in Islam, then keep watching. And before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. 1. When you are angry. Anger is one of the most dangerous emotions that can control a person. It blinds the heart, clouds the mind, and makes a person act in ways they later regret. How many relationships have been broken because of words spoken in anger? How many people have destroyed their peace just because they could not control their temper? Islam teaches us that true strength is not in overpowering others, but in controlling oneself. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The strong is not the one who overcomes the people by his strength, but the strong is the one who controls himself while in anger." Think about it. When you are angry, your heart beats faster, your body heats up, and your mind races with thoughts of revenge. You want to shout, argue, or even hurt someone. But at that moment, what if you just stayed silent? What if you took a deep breath and walked away? That single decision could save you from regret, from breaking a relationship, from saying something that cannot be taken back. Forgiveness is not a weakness. It is the highest form of strength. There will be times when people test you. They will say hurtful things. They will try to provoke you. But you must remember that their words have no power over you unless you let them. You have the choice. You can let anger control you, or you can rise above it. Imagine how powerful you will feel when you refuse to let anyone disturb your peace. Imagine the respect you will earn when people see that no insult, no criticism, no negativity can shake you. This is the way of true believers. They do not react with anger, they respond with wisdom. So the next time you feel your anger rising, take a deep breath, walk away, stay silent. Because silence in that moment is not weakness, it is power. It is strength, it is faith, and in that silence, you will find peace. 2. When you don't have full knowledge. In a world full of opinions, information, and constant discussions, many people feel the need to speak on everything, even when they have little or no knowledge. But Islam teaches us that wisdom is in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Speaking without knowledge is dangerous. It spreads falsehood, misguides people, and can even lead to serious consequences. Imagine someone giving medical advice without being a doctor, or someone making religious claims without truly understanding the Quran and Sunnah. Their words could harm, mislead, and even destroy lives. That is why in Islam, silence is often better than speaking without certainty. Allah warns us in the Quran, "And do not follow a thing about which you have no knowledge. Surely the ear, the eye, and the heart, each one of them shall be interrogated about. Every word that leaves our mouth carries weight, and we will be questioned about it on the day of judgment." A believer must be careful. If you do not know something for sure, it is better to remain silent than to say something wrong. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Even the greatest scholars of Islam, when asked a question they were unsure of, would say, "I do not know," They understood that it is better to admit ignorance than to pretend to have knowledge. Think about how much peace you can bring into your life by choosing silence when you are unsure. Instead of rushing to speak, take a step back. If you are not certain, seek knowledge first. Learn, research, and understand before you open your mouth. Imagine the respect you will earn when people know that your words are always backed by truth and wisdom. They will listen to you, trust you, and value what you say because they know you do not speak carelessly. The next time you feel the urge to give your opinion on something you do not fully understand, pause. Ask yourself, am I speaking with knowledge or just to be heard? If the answer is the latter, then choose silence. Because silence in that moment is not ignorance, it is intelligence. It is the mark of a true believer. 3. When your words might hurt someone. Words are powerful. They can heal or they can break. They can lift someone up or they can destroy their heart. A single sentence can give hope to a person struggling in darkness, and a single insult can leave scars that last a lifetime. That is why Islam teaches us to be mindful of what we say. If your words have the potential to hurt someone, it is better to stay silent. Silence in such a moment is not cowardice, it is wisdom. As Muslims, we are required to use our words to spread kindness, not pain. But often, in anger or frustration, we forget this. We say things we do not mean. We let our emotions control our tongue, and later, when the anger fades, we regret it. But by then, the damage is already done. A wound from a knife may heal, but a wound from words can stay forever. Think about the times when you were hurt by someone's words, the times when someone made you feel small, unloved, or unworthy. Did those words disappear from your heart, or do they still echo in your mind? Now, imagine if you were the one who caused that pain to someone else. Would you want your words to be the reason someone cries at night? Would you want to be the reason someone loses confidence or feels alone? This is why silence is powerful. If you feel that your words will bring pain to someone, stop. Hold your tongue. Instead of speaking in anger, choose kindness. Instead of criticism, offer support. And if you have nothing good to say, then say nothing at all. So the next time you are about to say something harsh, pause. Ask yourself, will these words help or harm? If they will harm, choose silence. Because silence in that moment is not weakness. It is mercy. It is love. It is the mark of a true believer. 4. When others are arguing with you. Arguments are a trap. They pull you in, make you emotional, and take away your peace. Many times people argue not to find the truth, but to prove themselves right. They raise their voices, throw insults, and refuse to listen. In such moments, responding with silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. Islam teaches us to walk away from unnecessary disputes because arguing only feeds the ego and destroys relationships. Instead of engaging in pointless disputes, they maintain their dignity and move on. They do not allow anger, pride, or ego to control them. Think about it. Have you ever won an argument by shouting? Has raising your voice ever convinced someone to agree with you? Most arguments do not lead to understanding. They lead to broken friendships, bitterness, and regret. When someone is determined to argue, no amount of reasoning will change their mind. So why waste your energy? Why lose your inner peace over a battle of words? Imagine the power you hold when you choose to stay silent instead of reacting. Imagine the strength it takes to smile and walk away instead of getting dragged into negativity. Silence in an argument is not surrender. It is control. It shows that you value peace over pride. It shows that you are not controlled by your emotions, but by your wisdom. So the next time someone tries to pull you into a fight, pause. Ask yourself, is this argument worth my peace? If not, walk away. Because silence in that moment is not defeat. It is wisdom. It is patience. It is faith. 5. When you are listening to someone. Listening is an art. It is a sign of intelligence, patience, and respect. Many people hear, but few truly listen. In conversations, most people are just waiting for their turn to speak, rather than understanding what the other person is saying. But Islam teaches us to be silent when someone is speaking, to listen with our hearts, and to give others the respect they deserve. When you stay silent and truly listen, you show wisdom, kindness, and emotional strength. Listening is not just about being quiet, it is about understanding. It is about giving someone your full attention, making them feel valued, and showing that their words matter. Think about how it feels when you are speaking and someone cuts you off or looks at their phone. It hurts, doesn't it? It makes you feel unimportant. Now imagine if you did that to someone else. Imagine if someone came to you with pain in their heart, hoping for comfort, but instead of listening, you interrupted them or ignored them. Would that be fair? Would that be kind? When your parents speak, listen. When a friend shares their struggles, listen. When a child excitedly tells you a story, listen. Your silence in that moment is not emptiness, it is love, it is care. So the next time someone speaks to you, pause. Give them your full attention. Do not just wait for your turn to talk, truly listen. Because silence in that moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is kind. It is the mark of a true believer. 6. When you are in a gathering of gossip. Gossip is a poison. It ruins friendships, destroys trust, and fills the heart with negativity. It may seem harmless, just words, just stories, but in reality, gossip is a heavy sin in Islam. When people sit together and speak about others behind their backs, they are not just wasting time. They are earning the anger of Allah. If you ever find yourself in a gathering where people are gossiping, the best thing you can do is stay silent or leave. Think about it. Would you want someone to talk about your mistakes behind your back? Would you want people laughing at your struggles? No one would. So why do it to others? If you cannot stop the gossip, at least do not be a part of it. Stay silent. Change the subject. Walk away if you have to. Your silence in a gathering of gossip is not weakness, it is strength. It shows that you refuse to be part of something sinful. It shows that you are a true believer, someone who fears Allah more than the opinions of people. Gossip destroys hearts, but silence protects you. Silence keeps you away from sin. 7. When you are about to make a promise you can't keep. A promise is not just words, it is a responsibility. When you give someone your word, you are making a commitment, and in Islam, keeping promises is a sign of true faith. But breaking a promise is not just disappointing to the one who trusted you, it is a serious sin in the eyes of Allah. If you are about to make a promise that you cannot fulfill, it is better to stay silent than to give someone false hope. Think about it. How does it feel when someone promises you something but never fulfills it? It hurts, doesn't it? It makes you lose trust in them. Now, imagine if you are the one making false promises. Would you want to be the reason someone loses faith in people? Would you want to be the one causing disappointment? Your silence in this moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. If you know you cannot fulfill a promise, do not make it. It is better to say nothing than to say something that will later turn into a lie. It is better to disappoint someone with honesty than to give them false hope with empty words. So the next time you feel tempted to promise something you cannot deliver, pause. Ask yourself, can I truly keep this promise? If not, stay silent. Because silence in that moment is not hesitation. It is integrity. It is sincerity. It is the mark of a true believer. 8. When someone insults you. Insults are like fire. They burn only if you let them. When someone insults you, they expect a reaction. They want you to feel hurt, to argue back, to lose control. But silence in that moment is not weakness, it is power. It shows that you are in control of yourself, that their words mean nothing to you, and that you refuse to sink to their level. When someone speaks to you with anger or insults, Do not respond with the same negativity. Instead, remain calm, stay silent, or respond with peace. This is the character of a true believer. Think about it. Have you ever won anything by responding to an insult? Did fighting back ever make you feel better? Or did it just make things worse? When you argue with someone who insults you, you give them exactly what they want: your energy, your emotions, your peace. But when you stay silent, you take away their power. You show them that their words do not define you. You remind yourself that your worth is not in the hands of people, but in the hands of Allah. 9. When you are in prayer or reading Quran. There are moments in life when silence is not just golden, it is sacred. One of those moments is when you are in prayer or reading the Quran. These are times of deep connection with Allah, times when your heart speaks even when your lips are silent. In these moments, the world should fade away and your focus should be entirely on your Creator. Allah commands us in the Quran. When the Quran is recited, listen to it and be silent, so that you may be blessed. Silence is not just a choice, it is a requirement when engaging with the words of Allah. Whether you are listening to the recitation of the Quran or reading it yourself, distractions should have no place. The same applies to Salah, prayer. When you stand before Allah, your mind, heart, and soul should be present, undisturbed by worldly conversations. Imagine standing before a king. Would you dare speak casually or let your mind wander? Now realize that in prayer, you are standing before the King of all kings, Allah Himself. Talking unnecessarily, being distracted, or allowing the mind to drift shows a lack of seriousness. It takes away from the purity of the moment. The world is loud. Every day we are bombarded with noise, phones ringing, people talking, responsibilities calling. But prayer and Quran recitation are our escape from this chaos. They are our moments of peace, our direct conversations with Allah. To truly feel their impact, we must embrace silence, let go of distractions, close the doors to the noise of the world, let your heart listen, let your soul absorb every word, and let your silence be filled with the remembrance of Allah. So the next time you pray or read the Quran, pause. Make it a moment of pure devotion. Block out the noise, silence the world, and focus on the one who created you. Because silence in that moment is not emptiness, it is presence, it is faith, it is the voice of your soul speaking to Allah. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the ability to control your tongue, to think before you speak, and to choose peace over conflict. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that our words can be a source of reward or regret. Every time you speak, you are making a choice. Are these words bringing goodness, or will they cause harm? We have explored 9 powerful moments where silence is not just an option, it is the best decision. In arguments, in gossip, in anger, in promises we cannot keep, silence saves us from mistakes. It keeps our hearts clean, our minds peaceful, and our faith strong. Allah has given us a gift, the ability to speak, but He has also given us the wisdom to stay silent when needed. So the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, pause. Take a deep breath. Remember that silence is not emptiness. It is strength. It is faith. It is obedience to Allah. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. Your support helps spread the message of Islam. May Allah bless you with wisdom, patience, and peace.